Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it if you're being yourself, fuck them.
It's Big Los,
Hollywood Cav,
and welcome to another episode of The Noize on iHeartRadio and officially Spotify.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow The Noize at The Noize Podcast on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
No, this can't say big. Well, I guess if you're following us, you can say. No, you can follow us on Spotify, can't you? I think they have a follow.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I guess go ahead. But I mean, then you'd have to do it for all of the programs that we're on, all the streaming sites that we're on, because you have the opportunity to follow them all.
Do you? See, I didn't know if you had the opportunity to follow.
That you do.
Okay.
Well, since we're already talking about it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the iTunes channel, follow the iHeart channel, follow the Spotify channel. I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't
know if you can follow Google Play. You can follow us on Spreaker too.
I don't think you can follow on Google Play. I don't have Google Play, but it doesn't sound like you'd be able
supposed to listen from all platforms, Kev.
It doesn't sound like you'd be able to follow from Google Play. That doesn't sound like a following platform.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't make that much sense. Yeah. But either way, follow at The Noize Podcast on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
The ones you can follow, do follow.
Exactly. And check out everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. All exclusive stuff. Go on out there, get you some merch, and just get involved, man. Shout out to the Ear Hustlers. They've been holding us down.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be able to get past this episode without explaining why we didn't have a show last week.
Do we ever?
This is true. We don't try either.
Nah.
See, we are full of integrity.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Most shows, or not even most, but some shows, they get on there and it's just another week for them.
Right. I just realized what I also just said, which I'm going to touch on in this intro. But yeah, they just let it rock. And just hope everybody is still around when it comes come the following week.
Right.
So again, we do apologize for not having a show. I actually take full blame for it. I felt like crap, bro.
It sounded like you were trying to die on me.
I was really putting forth my best effort, but God saw something different.
Yeah.
And decided to, go another way, head right. But my allergies were going crazy. Like, our weather has been all over the place.
Yeah, the past couple weeks have been crazy. We'd get like 2 hot as hell days, and then it'd be windy, and then it'd go back to hot as hell. Matter of fact, it's hot as hell throughout this entire process.
Right.
It's just different shit has happened.
Exactly.
You're in a blow dryer. It's raining currently, so humidity for like the past 2 days.
And you know what else I noticed? Allergies is like the least gangster thing to have wrong with you.
Allergies really don't bother me like they used to, so I really don't know. I got all that sinuses, tonsils, all that's gone. So
see, so what was your trick? Like, what did you do? What was the cheat code for that? Because
I had my tonsils removed and they decided to take everything else.
Cause your body's falling apart, so you'd understand.
No, it's not falling apart no more. Not anymore.
But when you get like major surgery that require bolts and stuff like that, you can always tell when it's about to rain or when there's like a sudden shift or whatever. I mean, outside of my knee, that's how it is with my sinuses and with my allergies now. I'll be in the middle of tearing up some sleep and in the middle of out of nowhere I'm all like, so is this the little sleep demon they be saying sleep that sits on people's chest in the middle?
You don't know if it's allergies or sleep paralysis.
Right, exactly. I'm all like, it's too wide of a range of issues. That's unfair when you really think about it.
It is. You're getting hit over the head with allergies.
Bro, all over the place.
I had my tonsils taken out junior year in high school, so I haven't had an issue necessarily with allergies.
Is that related?
Well, they didn't take out just my tonsils. They took out my tonsils, my sinus glands, and my adenoids, and my uvula, the little
So you have no gag reflexes.
Pause. But you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's nothing back there. Like, it's funny because I remember when I went in there, your little hangy thing, it was like, mine's too long. fuck you mean it's too long? How can it be too long? I was made this way. What do you mean it's too long?
You sounded so offended. Like,
because he told me it was too long.
I can't control that.
Right. He told me it was too long. He was like, yeah, so we're probably just going to take a little bit off. In my mind, I'm like, well, it's not harming me. Why do we have to touch it at all? Right. I wake up, all that shit's gone. Like, I don't have no hangy thing. Like, that shit's gone.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have one.
That is weird.
It is. It is. Like, all, like, down here is I guess, modified, if you will. Yeah, but it's funny because prior to that, I can remember having allergies. Like, my nose would be stopped up real bad. After that, nah.
This is the most random thing to be talking about. And it also brings up a random story that I remember from elementary school.
Story time with Lowe's.
Specifically connected to the uvula, is that what it's called?
Yeah, uvula.
One of them.
Yeah.
So there was this one real weird little white boy that I had in I'm an elementary school. Shout out Hillcrest Elementary, still standing, happy for that. But he would stand in the bathroom. Okay, he may not do it all the time. But at least the day I went in there, I was like, you know what? I ain't got to pee that bad. He went in there, he was in the mirror, and he was going just to see the shit go.
What?
The entire time, just in the mirror, like.
To this day, I still don't know what that thing does.
It's useless.
And in my case,
it's like
what
male
it did.
nipples. Like, why do we have that?
Yeah, I really don't.
So me, that one scientific person is going to be in the comments that's actually used to something.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. In 10 years, I'm fucked. That shit's gonna come around as something that we need to evolve. I'm fucked.
You're gonna find out it's what prolongs your life 20 more years.
Exactly. I'm like, so you niggas just cut my shit?
So I'm out.
Oh, okay.
I got you.
Right.
Hey, but you know what?
Or the world's ending and everybody who can get onto the ship has one of those.
What? Yo, what if he was practicing his entrance? What if that's like the entrance call?
What if you can't do that in the mirror? Like, you know how old boy was doing that in the mirre? What if you have to be able to know how to do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you get to the gate? What's the password? And they look and see if the shit's
and see if it's moving. They look.
Okay, as soon as you do it.
As soon as I get, hey, see, come look at this.
Because you ain't got nothing back there. Yours finna just
it's just straight through.
All breath.
They gonna send me back down. They don't even send me to hell. They just send me, nigga, we don't know where to place you. You just gonna sit here.
In the alien rapture, just know Hollywood Kev is out of here.
Yeah, I'm up out of here.
Hey, you know what? It's been real. It's been real.
Yeah. As a youth, though, like I didn't even get a chance to think about this. Nigga, my rights were.
You really didn't get a say so.
I didn't get a say so in this. It was just, like I said, I woke up with it. I'll never forget the day I woke up because boy, I was hurting, but I woke up with that.
The more you know.
So I guess that means you either have sinuses or you get left behind in the alien rapture. One of the two.
I'm a suffer now because I think I got better plans ahead.
Yeah.
Having
at least you know what
issues.
you're doing with your extra 20 years.
Yo, you know what's really unfair when you look at it like that is that there would be like storms on other planets. Like when they say, it's a dust storm on Mars or something like that. You still got to deal with shit weather no matter where you go.
Yeah, it was funny. I had seen something that was talking about what it rains on like different planets. I think Venus was like methane. One planet was like diamonds. One planet was glass. Could you imagine being somewhere where it's raining glass? And that's normal.
Give it like another 500 years. That's where you're going to be.
It just rains glass. Like, just imagine that. Glass is raining again. Just sit in the house.
Can't even go outside.
Can't go outside.
Mom said I can't come over. It's raining glass.
Last time I came over, got cuts. I can't come over this time.
Right to the equivalent of getting sick.
Yeah, I got cuts. I can't come over. Yeah.
Oh, snap. How was your week, sir?
This is my week.
Okay.
This is how it's been. This is my week.
He said, what you're seeing right now is what I did.
That's all I got in me. That's all I got. This is my week. I am here.
That's funny. I had a few conversations with some very close people that know me very well. I'm gonna say very just for even it out. But it's interesting because I got told the same thing by different people in completely different, unrelated conversations.
Oh, that's the universe trying to give you a clue.
Exactly. So, but ultimately the message that was being, put across and that I was supposed to, get is I cuss too much.
Really?
Now, I've said this
I'm around you enough to where it doesn't necessarily bother me. So
exactly. Like at this point, it's just part of my vocabulary.
Yeah. And even then, it's not like excessively a lot. Like you don't say a cuss word every 3 words or nothing like that.
But there are some people who see it different, you know, and I've heard more people tell me that I cuss a lot than I've heard people say that you don't cuss that much.
But it's a sentence enhancer. What's the problem?
And apparently I don't use it as a sentence enhancer.
Oh. So are they saying that you use it as to demean someone?
No, probably just as regular conversation. Because it really does get to the point where I'm speaking and it just slides out. Like with my job working so directly with customers, it takes a lot in me. Especially when the guests
doing dumb stuff, then
exactly. When the guests are doing dumb stuff, or if the conversation is just real, you know what I'm saying? If the conversation's just going, you slip into who you naturally are.
Right.
Because you realize, okay, this person's cool. This person, you know,
you get comfortable around
exactly. You get comfortable and you just kind of move. And it just ends up taking a lot to not throw out a sentence enhancer. So after getting told that, and in one of the conversations, you know, they were talking about, and they didn't say it was because of my cussing that could have been holding me back, but they were talking about how sometimes that will sway people away from you. Now, we don't really have a target demographic. We kind of just come in here, you know, talk our shit, and then whoever pick up on it.
Right.
I'm happy with the amount of people that pick up on it, but you know, we just do us. I don't know. I would hate to feel like it's the amount of cussing that I do on the show that would sway people away or to keep people from being consistent listeners. You know, our consistency has been amazing in the last few months, but you know, in the times prior.
Right.
So one thing I'm trying to do, and I've said it on this show before, but when you're dealing with, you know, in-house construction, but you look at all the issues. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna try, and everybody says this, but I'm gonna legit try to at least tone down the cussing.
See, and it's funny to me that you say that because again, I don't see it, but I feel like if you're not demeaning no one, you know what I mean? If you're not trying to belittle no one and you're using cussing or whatever you have, it's not an issue to me. Like I don't like I don't see the issue in cussing at all, honestly. And that's because I don't see how a word could turn you off on somebody. This person said shit, so I don't really want to fuck with them. Shit was probably the right thing to say for that person at the end of the time. We got Samuel Jackson.
He made a career off it.
Like he's not turned down off it. He was almost slipped motherfucker in a Marvel movie. Like, come on now. Like I that's just me.
I was expecting him to say it at.
I was.
What was that in Infinity War?
Yeah, the ending. Yeah,
I was like, please get it all the way out.
Yeah, I think everybody was.
I think, but we're happy to at least get the.
We got the gist of it.
You know what I mean?
We got the gist of it.
I kind of feel like I needed my "you ugly motherfucker" in what was that, Predators? When they did the remake with Adrian Brody. I'm like, bro, if you don't say "you ugly motherfucker," this don't count. Like you gotta give me a whole new movie.
Whole thing.
And I didn't get it. I was very let down. But
no, I mean, I will say the all means you got my full support. But even before we started the show, you said this is something you wanted to do. You didn't want it to seem like it was much cussing. And when you told me, I was like, well, damn, do we cuss that much? But we made sure not to, you know what I mean, to do that. So by all means, I'm rocking with you, but I personally don't see it. I don't see it. Even when we message each other, there's not even cussing in those messages. And it's easy to cuss through a text.
Right.
So I don't know, but hey.
I don't know, because I guess because I edit the shows, like I've heard some shows, and this is our, you know, earlier episodes back when we were kind of just really getting our feet aligned and getting things going. Man, I would just throw cuss words out. Even if I was sitting there thinking about something, I'm like, S. I'm like, I could have just left it at Like, why did I have to transition? And it's not necessarily a bad thing to want to kind of just ease up on cussing. It's just, I don't know.
What do you expect to gain out of it?
You know, just clean up my vocabulary. You know, and not necessarily, because I'm already set up to a place where I could walk in any door.
Right.
I can give conversation to whoever's in there, from the hoodest of hood niggas to the preppiest of Uncle Tom niggas. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can have a conversation with anybody, but I don't want to be. You really get to a point where you don't want certain things to define you. Like, I'm just going to share with them. You know how, I used to be with alcohol. I didn't want to be known as Los that'll drink you under the table. I didn't want to be known as, oh, there go Los again, all, fucked up and all this other stuff. And to have certain, monikers that's attached to your name, that being one of them. So it's not nothing that's going to help me professionally. I guess it's more so personally. It's like when we talked about on the show before, like just doing a lot of soul searching and really figuring out what are the things that you want to change about yourself that you think is going to better yourself. And I don't think cussing is something so major, but I do think it's something that I can look to and say, okay, this is something I can correct. This is something that I can be better at. And in the long run, if I see some change from it, I made the right move.
Well, it's at this the way you said at this point. I mean, even if you don't see a change from it, if you feel like it's gonna better you as a person, as an individual, then by all means do it. Like that's the bottom line. If you feel like it's gonna do something for you, then do it. Again, I'm rocking with you on it. You know what I mean? I guess for me, it's just like, I don't see it. I don't, it doesn't.
Oh, I can never sit here and say, I'm just not going to cuss ever again.
Yeah,
I'd be lying to you and every hustler that's listening in right now. But, just kind of calm down on it. Chill out. Obviously, words are going to slip out when we get excited or we telling funny stories and stuff like that. But if I can avoid it, like right now, if I can avoid it just in the most casual of conversations, where
I guess that's how I interpret it. Like in casual, like just right now, like if you would, like, and right now, I don't hear you rattling off cuss words. You know what I mean? If you're telling a story, something like that, or if it deserves a fuck or I expect a fuck, cool. And I guess for other people, maybe they feel like in casual conversation, it slips up because we just did a whole thing.
I do.
And probably so, but I'm used to it. We just did a whole thing, and you haven't said nothing. I've been doing all the cussing. I
said a few things.
Yeah, but that's,
who's keeping score?
But who's keeping score? But to me, this is normal. Like this isn't, you know what I mean? So I guess it's all into perception.
Right.
My perception of you is straight, whether you decide to cuss every day from this point forward or not. So
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I'm gonna have them days, boy, where I'm finna just let it ring when I come up here.
Well, that shouldn't be nothing wrong. That shouldn't be nothing wrong if you in your own personal space, right?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know. I guess more so public perception is what I'm gonna better. But when I'm with people like you, when I'm with Jay Alonzo, when I'm with anybody, that I'm like that's has some years in with me, oh, then absolutely I'm gonna let it ring.
Yeah.
But like this show or things that we're going to do going forward with Beat, just kind of, calm down.
That's respectful.
So
that's admirable. I'm not.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's the, you don't cuss that much. Only time you really start cussing is when we get deep into the conversations about hip hop or Trump or. Yeah, that's really it. But other than that.
And I guess because I'm probably a more quieter person.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Because even when I have to say, even when I'm at home, I don't cuss often, unless I see something or if I'm talking about something that is just like obscure. I'm like, why the hell is this person doing this? Then yeah. But I guess so. I guess so.
We had a long conversation about cussing. Let's go ahead and get into the show. I do want to close that conversation with it's all of that self-care and getting things going. And really just being under construction, man, it's putting me in a way better headspace. I got an amazing team. I got an amazing woman in my corner. Like I'm in a great place. Like I'm really in a great place. And I just want to continue to stay there for one. And for two, I want to just get better.
I think it's a task doing both. It's a task getting to that place, and it's definitely a task staying in that place.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's easy to slip out of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So more power to you.
Much appreciated, sir.
It can happen. I believe it.
Thank you. See, I just need one person to believe
I believe it.
Because trust me, everybody else I told I was going to chill out on cussing. All right.
Nah, I believe it. I'm a firm believer. If anybody can do anything they really feel like doing, it really took. What was I doing? I was doing something, and I really had to. I was dissecting the anything is possible moniker, and I was like, well, shit, anything is possible. Just because we ain't seen it, it ain't possible. Now, is certain things probable? Probably not. You know what I mean? It's possible for a person to become the richest person in the world.
Absolutely.
But is it probable? You get what I'm saying? So I've been trying to look at things that way, and I'm saying that to say this made me think like about the self-care, like, Kevin, don't necessarily give up on yourself too quick. Anything is possible. And I really had to really sit there and think about that. Like, anything is possible. It can happen.
Absolutely.
It can happen.
We've had 2 celebrity presidents.
2? Yeah.
Reagan.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. We had a black president. I mean, he was biracial, but he's black.
Shit, The Rock talking about being the next president. So.
Yo, speaking of that, this is so random. Eventually, we're going to get to what we want to talk about. But I forgot what album dropped, but it was around the time of election year. And I think...
When Trump became president?
No. This was Pac. I'm talking about Tupac. Oh. So this was Clinton. Pac made a comment. He said, I just sold XYZ million records. Clinton won with XYZ million votes. Nigga, I could be president.
Yeah.
I'm like, when you really think about it, I'm like, if you take those people that bought those albums and turn those albums into votes, because that's ultimately what happened with Trump. He was speaking the right language to the right people. Pac could have been president. Oh, no.
I think yes and no with that. And I have to take into effect that to the people that bought those albums, some of them probably voted the other way.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So we have to take into account now. And then with everything we're going on with Trump, yeah, he spoke to the right people and he secured those votes, but there was a lot of fuckery going on in that election.
Definitely.
So we'll put an asterisk by that.
Well, I mean,
but I get what you're saying. You're right about that. And the way the The Rock is going, I just watched those 8 minutes. I don't know if you watch that Jamie Foxx off script show. I catch it on here and there. It's like a little interview style show, and they just have a quick little conversation, but it's not politically correct. They're just talking about random shit, and that topic came up, and he was like, you know, if it presents itself and it's right, then he'll jump on it. If it's right for him, he'll jump on it. I thought about that, like, damn, 2020, could The Rock really be president?
I severely doubt, and the only reason I doubt that, like, obviously, it's just good conversation. It's great to speculate, and it brings a lot of attention to The Rock, who's doing everything there is under the sun in entertainment.
I doubt it, but not necessarily in a doubt. Like, it just won't. I don't think it'll happen simply because, like he said, you would have to be in the right spot. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If I got 3 movies lined up and they paying me $10 million a piece, that presidency, that's not happening.
Y'all can have that.
Y'all can have that. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, we really don't know the state that this country is going to be in once he's up for re-election.
And
like, it could be so bad. He can be like, no, I want that problem.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, when Kanye was like, 2020, I'm running. We got to remember that these people actually have to have some kind of interest in politics. Trump is different.
I can see Kanye running before I can see The Rock, though.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But that's because Kanye is, you know what I'm saying? He's been out of here for some time. But like, when you look at Trump's whole reason for running was just ego. Trump wanted to run and be like, cool, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it because I'm Trump and I can do whatever I want to. Rock doesn't have that kind of ego to want to get involved. So for him being the person he is with his personality, he'd have to truly give a damn about politics and stuff like that. Now, I can see him being involved in somebody's race. I can see him definitely being some kind of a running mate with him, not like vice president, but just being involved in the camp. But as far as running himself, President Dwayne Johnson, I don't see that.
See, well, again, I don't see that, but I don't think, I think Trump made it a way to where you don't necessarily have to be in politics for it to work, for you to become president. Like, he's made it clear, like, he ain't a politician.
Oh, at all.
And I think that kind of opened the floodgate. I would not be surprised if we have more celebrity or random non-political people vowing to be president.
Oh, absolutely.
And to be completely honest, we probably need that because, I mean, as much as we don't like it, it makes sense in some cases, very minute cases, but it makes some sense in some cases for these politicians to be liars. to be, you know what I mean? Like, that makes sense.
There's a meme that's going around right now saying that the entire White House should be millennials because the baby boomers have fucked it up so much. Now, I think there need to be a certain age restriction on that.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But at the same time, I feel like that would change a lot because that's a lot of today situations.
I've been on record saying that I think it's not going to get better until we get a millennial in office. And I don't mean like one of the younger ones. I mean somebody within our age group in office.
Actually doing some shit.
It's not going to get better because I feel like people that are within our age group, whether it be a few years older or even maybe a couple years younger, we've seen both spectrums. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We've seen what it's like. I mean, granted, we weren't born in the 60s, but we've seen what it's like to really have racial tension, especially in the 90s. Mm-hmm. We've seen that, and we've seen where it's at now. You know what I mean? So I truly think it's going to have to be a millennial within her age gap.
And I was actually having this conversation with somebody. I think I may have talked to you about it too. I've seen pictures that I didn't see back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a picture of a black dude blatantly drinking from the white water fountain. Like,
I've seen that picture, yeah.
Giving the eat a dick look to the camera.
Right.
And I remember looking like, why don't we see more of this? He couldn't have been the first, second, or third cat.
Damn sure wasn't the last.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Mm-hmm. To be on camera doing that. And it really made me look at how everything has been going. Like, to us, we've gotten so, used to a black body getting killed every week, at one point. And we're constantly protesting. We're constantly calling for equality and all this other stuff. It's the same thing that they were doing. So I wonder if, and please don't shit on me, people. This is just me kind of throwing out a theory. I wonder if how it was then was so normalized to like how it is for us right now. Like, was it just because when you look at the movies, you kind of see people walking around like, yes, I'm boss. Yes, sir. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Being all this extra, I guess regular black people around that time.
Yeah, right.
It makes me wonder, like, were they like how we are now, where we're defiant? The only difference is you can't legally kill us out the blue like you would back in the 60s. Like, oh, you want to talk shit? Okay, hang them. Like, I wonder, did they have that same defiant spirit like how we have now when stuff like this happens?
I think in a sense, they did. I do believe a lot of stuff that was going on was normalized. So they're used to it. And then we have to realize too, they didn't have the information at their fingertips like we do today. They probably had to wait out for, a newspaper or something like that. So a lot of stuff probably wasn't being seen. To them, right? Yeah. But I think maybe they have some people to find, but we also have to realize the laws were different from us back then.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You had to look down when you talk to a white person. And that's not saying that you were scared of the white person. It's against the law for you not to.
Right.
So at best case scenario, they can lock your ass up.
Right.
With us, I think it's like, we're going to look you dead in your face and say, fuck you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we don't care about it. I think that's
sometimes even worse. You may just catch one to the chin.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the video.
Solid one to the chin.
It was a video of some black person in the airport, and some white dude was just like taunting him, calling him nigga. He laid his ass smooth out.
Real quick.
I was so happy to see that because we see other videos. I'm going to give you an example. It's a video of In Contrast, which I was like disgusted. And I guess it'll work out in the long run, but it couldn't be me. It was a video of this black kid. He had his son with him, and I don't know if you've seen this. It looks like the little boy and the little girl may have been fighting each other, and the dad was trying to stop him from fighting, but it was some kid shit because they're on the playground.
Right.
And he's like swinging the kid around to try to get him, and the girl's mom comes up and she kicks the little boy in the ass twice.
Whoa.
Like, she kicks him, and the dad does nothing.
Nope.
This is a dreadhead black man that looks like he got some decent size on him. He does absolutely nothing. Now, I did see today that it was like some picture. It was saying that she's gonna be like, she's being investigated, like criminal charges are gonna be brought up to her. For me, that's not enough.
Right.
It's one thing that I'm willing to go to bat for and do any time for, and that's my children. Like, no, she would have got the meanest uppercut.
I'd have kicked her baby.
Or that. At the very minimum, would have had to been that.
As soon as she did that,
it would have had to been that. But I was disgusted that he didn't show to do anything. Now, I don't know who was recording. I don't know if it was the mom. I don't know. But there's no way in the world I can be at the playground with my kid. My kid is assaulted by another grown person, and I'm on camera doing absolutely nothing.
Right.
Like nothing. Nah, that's not happening. That's not.
That's probably why he did nothing. He probably was in that weird torn, I can't hit a woman.
She shouldn't get her ass beat. There may be certain cases where you may have to hit them or put your hands on them to either defend yourself or to get out of that situation. Exactly. Now, if you put your hands on a woman and you're still in that situation wanting to shit, you're a bitch. That's different. If he would have hit the mom and got the hell out of Dodge, have no problem
just did
with
it just to have her understand, like,
right,
hey,
like, yo, bro, you're not gonna do this. I have no problem with that. So I don't. It was just really disgusting to see it, and it leads me to go into. I'm really tired of seeing all these people recording these white folks doing crazy shit and not doing nothing about it. And I get it. Like, I seen the video where it was a dude. You can tell he was just taunting. He was sitting on the corner and he was like doing you know how the baseball thing when they're trying to get a strikeout, that I hear the tone in my head.
Hey, batter.
Not that. I don't know. I think of the tone probably when I least expect it. But he was doing that. He was nigger, nigger. Like, he was trying to get a rise out of dude. The dude even said it on the recording. He was like, "You're just trying to get a rise." I mean, it came from something stupid. I guess the dude tried to go in to the store and couldn't get something. It was something minute. You know what I mean? But he was trying to get a rise. Stuff like that, have no issue. Because had that black man hit him for saying that, criminal charges. But,
absolutely.
But when it's to the extreme, when you're in my face and you're caught, nah, bro, that's not happening.
I saw a video earlier today, and this is something that actually was getting to me, because I had a conversation with one of my sorors, and I really needed a better understanding of why black women have the feelings that they have towards black men. Now, granted, some of it I still stand firm on my feelings about, but I'm glad I was able to have that conversation because I see it. A lot of dudes have really become bitches lately. Like, and it's getting bad,
bruh.
And I can only go off of my ignorance to it because, like I told her, I surround myself with a different caliber of nigga. You know what I mean? So to me, if it's going to be an issue, I know that one of my people are going to jump in and really, get robbed if they need to. That's not going to be a question.
Right.
So I saw 2 videos, actually. One video, this crazy old white dude was swinging like a bat or a pole or something like that at a black woman. And there was like 2 or 3 other brothers around, and only one of them, who was a gay dude, stepped up and was like, yo, you need to calm the fuck down. Like, getting in dude's face the whole nine. Now, I'm not saying he can't do that because, he's gay or stuff like that. I done seen gay dudes rock.
Yeah, I done seen some gay dudes play some of the toughest street niggas out.
Exactly. Like, bro, you're staying in the house. You're not going outside anymore.
Exactly.
I've seen it happen. But it was so crazy that the dude that at one point a lot of people considered, oh, you a bitch, you this,
the
that,
person
the third,
you least expected
is the only one in the situation stepping up to actually protect, a black woman. So it was that one. And another one I saw was this dude was on a train. And he was just going to everybody's face, nigger, like he was going ham. And he got in this black girl's face and was doing the same thing. And then he mushed her. But as soon as he came back, there was this big wax looking dude. Just whop. And I'm talking about, he hit dude so hard. And it was the timing, Kev, was perfect because he hit him and the door was open.
So he fell right out the door.
So he fell right outside.
Yeah.
And my man was over him just like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I was like, see, we need more of that.
Absolutely.
So it started to help me understand more when black women say black men are protecting them. I was really only speaking from my spectrum of understanding because I know how my corner is. I know how my circle is. But the fact that when you go through all these random posts where they're talking about black men, or where they talk about black men dating white women, or whatever the case is, and it's always that one ignorant cat that gets the majority of the attention.
Right.
Well, that's because black women this, that, and the third. Like, that literally is the equivalent of all lives mattering the situation.
Absolutely.
So being able to have that conversation with her, it felt good.
You got a better understanding.
I got a way better understanding of it. I'm able to empathize with the situation more because I can't relate to the struggle of a black woman. I have my own struggles as a black man.
Right.
But one thing I can definitely say is that now that I'm more understanding of it, not saying I was ignorant to it because I know it existed, but this is my first time really getting true conversation about it. You know what I mean?
And visual references.
Exactly.
Right.
And then seeing the videos afterwards. Exactly. I'm just like, I knew it exists always, but now I have a better understanding about the effect of it. It sounds great. It sounds like, oh yeah, I I know dudes that would definitely step up and do that. But for every 5 dudes I know, it could be 10 dudes that wouldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I haven't seen that, but I have been. I can't remember where I was. I don't know where.
You're probably watching this like, Los thirsty as hell.
I don't know where the hell I was, but I had that feeling. Like I kept it to myself. I was walking, and I don't know what I was on that day, but in my head, and I was walking on the sidewalk, and there was a black woman in front of me. I'm like, while I'm here, nobody better run up and do nothing to her. I kept that in mind. She had no idea, but in my mind, I'm like, nah, it needs to be dudes like that. I don't see necessarily that same argument come from black women. I see the colorism argument a lot. And I have my own things with that, but that's the only argument I say. I haven't seen that particular argument, but I completely believe that there's dudes out there like that. And those dudes, like those type of dudes, not only do you have to question around, like, oh, I get it, this is a stranger, but this is your people. Like, what if that was your mom's, your sister, your kid? You know what I mean? Like, it has to happen to you in order for it to be the case. What if he's swinging that pole, he hit her, then he hit you? Now you want to do something? Nah, keep that.
Yeah,
keep
now
that.
Exactly, because now you offended.
Yeah,
because he hit you. Now you don't want to look like a bitch, but when he was hitting a female,
you should have been offended
let that rock.
That dude felt comfortable enough with 4 black people here to do this.
To still do it, yes.
To do this and not care who he hit.
Right.
That's where you should have been offended. But then again, that goes to the people that be out there.
This is true. Choose your people wisely.
Yeah.
Overall. Whoever you're going to call friend, whoever you're going to have in your circle, be in your corner, choose them wisely, because it's cats out here that will let you run the gauntlet dolo. You know what I mean?
Bruh, not say nothing
not
about
say
it.
Anything, bruh.
Nothing. I had to really sit back and think out of the people that I know, like if I became really successful, would they really, are people really down for like cheering you on, yeah, you can be successful? Do they really mean that? Or is that something that just they're supposed to say?
Oh no, it's 85%. I was supposed to say that.
Think so?
I've had somebody tell me when dealing with this show, dealing with Beat Network, I can support you without sharing anything, without, listening.
But
I'm like, this so you can pat me on my back is what you're saying. That's not support. That's believing in me. I appreciate the belief, but let's not mix that up with being support.
Right. Yeah, that's not support.
Right.
Even if you don't listen, somebody, like, it may not be your thing. That's cool. Right. But let me hit the share button. And actually, I'm going to hit the share button of this dancing cat, so I might as well hit the share button of this.
The dancing cat?
Usually that's what they hit. I see all sorts of stupid shit pop up.
It's like 4 grumpy cats out there, so I can understand that. I get
man,
it.
It's stuff that gets shared, and I'm like, really? This is what got shared? Really? All right. Whatever.
Y'all can have that.
Exactly. Y'all can have it.
But sometimes, I have somebody that truly supports come out of the complete woodwork. Like all the way out the blue. Like we talked about it earlier, that somebody I went to college with, and we didn't exchange any conversation or like that. The only time we would talk is if we were in the same area, or at least not even always in passing. To know that he's been listening to the show. He said he was like, I've been on Noize for a while. Like he shared when we put out that we got on Spotify. And it's like, you never know who's listening.
That's true.
And then you really look at it to hear this from a friend say that I could support without listening or without sharing.
Right.
But to visually see somebody that I had no relationship with outside of the most casual of conversations,
right,
share it and then say that he's been on for a minute. Like, so what are you doing then, friend?
I think that kind of attests to the type of person that
absolutely.
they are. Absolutely. Because that person could have been like, yeah, me and Los, we never talk, we never kick it like that. But from the conversation we did, they were positive, they was good. I didn't feel slighted, no type of way.
Right.
Why wouldn't I share this?
Exactly.
Especially if I got something to listen to that I like every week, why wouldn't I? So I think that goes to the type of person they are.
Right. I agree.
Like you said, keep your people close.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it really makes me think. Well, not even necessarily think. It made me look at the situation with Kanye and how everyone around him, everyone in his circle, everyone, even his girl, they were like, "Yo, you got to chill on that supporting Trump stuff."
His girl was like that because Kanye could have been fucking up the money.
This is true. Could have been that as well.
I honestly believe that's why she was like that.
Well, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'll give the benefit of the doubt.
At least right now.
Yeah.
But I look at all those situations and I'm like, I can name multiple rappers who would do some crazy fuck shit, and then his boys would be trying to justify it. His boys would be trying to, make it make sense. And you're like, no, you can admit it. Like when he dropped Yeezus, and a lot of people in this camp were trying to say, nah, Yeezus is good, man. It's just different. Like if it ain't for you, it's for you. Like just admit it. It was trash.
Right? It's garbage.
Kanye goes back and admits it. Like, nah, I was just angry. That was a bad album. So if the man that made the album can go back and say the album was bad and it was emotionally driven, why can't you say that from Gate? It's like when M got offended at Joe for saying that Redemption. It was called Redemption, right? No, it wasn't. That's J-Rock, which is an amazing album.
Yeah, which is amazing album.
But what was that album called?
What was that album called?
Wow. We're old, bro.
Yeah. I really don't know what that is, but I know what you're saying.
Relapse. No, not Relapse.
No, that was beforehand. that was an older album.
Did you hear the conviction in my voice? Relapse.
It's
drop the mic, baby. You about to look it up?
Yeah,
Recovery.
I have to now.
Recovery.
No, Recovery came after Relapse.
I had even more conviction in that.
Recovery came after Relapse.
Oh my goodness. This is going to bother me.
No, it's not, because I'm about to tell you right now. Revival.
Re-goddamn vival. Anyway.
Yeah,
say all that to say.
Yeah, it was Recovery, then it was the him and Royce did the
Bad Meets Evil, then Marshall Mathers
LP2, and then here we are.
Still with some trash. But, with Joe Budden having that opinion, and M got offended and gave Joe a slight bar. Well, at least gave everyone that had something to say about the album a slight bar, which included Joe. And I don't know. To me, that doesn't make sense.
I think it's two folds to that.
If anybody should be able to critique you, it's the niggas that you know personally.
Right. But and Joe, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna give you two folds to that. I think the people that were saying Yeezus was dope are really affiliated with Kanye, and Kanye might be paying a bill or two for them. So it's kind of hard for them. They probably feel like it's kind of hard to go against a nigga who's making sure they got something to eat at night. That's that. With the Joe thing, I agree with you. You know what I mean? Like your boy should be able to tell you if something is trash. If I put out a not good movie in the future, I expect niggas to be like, outside of the fans, I expect Kev. Wouldn't go see that shit, bro. It was bad. And at that point, I can tell you, nigga, I just went in for the money or whatever the case was. But
I say, Will Smith ain't got no real niggas around him because ain't nobody approach him after Earth.
Nah, nobody did approach him after Earth. But I understand why he did After Earth. It could have been the bag, but it could have been one of those things. The concept seemed
Step
cool.
outside of his element.
We gonna trying to get my son on. I can see that. My issue with Will Smith became Bright because I feel like that should have been the show. They need to come fuck with me. But because I got ideas for that to be a dope ass show. That's neither here nor there. Back to the M thing. I think Joe's came out and said that they weren't the best. They weren't as close. You know what I mean? And as fans, we assume being that he signed to him
if you're
currently,
he must be cool.
Then he must be cool, but that may not can be the case. And then artists, man, they sensitive about
that
their
with
stuff.
LeBron and Dan Gilbert.
True. Very true. I just think artists, especially when you're an artist of that level, you're just really sensitive about your stuff. Like when you get, I guess I can only think that when you get into a certain place and you realize like you're that nigga, like period, it gotta be how Jordan must have felt like, nigga, I'm Jesus walking on the basketball court right now. Like, I guess you can be like sensitive about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, I don't give a damn if this album is trash. You know how many diamond plaques I got?
Right, I'm good.
The fuck you mean this is trash?
I'm doing this for sport.
Exactly. So I think I can kind of get why he maybe feel a certain kind of way, but in the same token, if it's your boy, if it's somebody you feel close to or close enough to, you should be able to take heed what they're saying, and they're not saying it in a way to discredit you or make you feel like, you know, should if anything, put it in a way to elevate you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, I don't feel like this was that one. Let's work on that one. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I go back to the statement I made earlier. You should want, out of all people, to be your harshest critics. It should be the people that you're closest to.
Absolutely.
Like, I know when we started the Noize, it was nothing but our homeboys and homegirls listening to it. And we even said on the show, if this show is trash, let us know.
Let us know. What
Don't
we
let
can
us
do to
embarrass
make it.
ourselves for a week.
Exactly.
I mean, for an hour every week.
Exactly.
Let us know where we're trash and how we can get
37
better.
episodes in, and you like, this shit trash.
Hey,
You could have told us this episode 8.
We've already committed 37
Exactly.
weeks. You know what
Exactly.
I'm
It's
saying?
37 hours of trash content.
Of straight trash. Now we got to go from the drawing board. Now here we are with 87 hours of straight trash.
87
and your
hours
ass
straight
could have
trash.
stepped in long ass time
Right.
ago.
Episode 8, you could have told us, like, yo.
Something about this conversation ain't right.
Right.
Now, I do appreciate and respect the people that would check me when I used to be wrong a lot with my information, when I used to just shoot from the hip with shit.
See, I'm starting to think people, maybe they feel like they know you better or whatever the case is, because you would say stuff and I'd be like, okay, yeah, he's probably going to get flack for that. I know I've said stuff and I'm one to say I don't give a fuck, but nobody ever be like, hey, yo, Kev, what the fuck was you on this? You know what I mean? I'd be happy to converse about it, but I'm like, damn, am I scaring
really,
people?
Kev?
Absolutely. Because everything that I'm willing to say, I can justify that, whether it be wrong or right, I can justify my thinking and why I said that. So absolutely, I would never go off on nobody. Hey, Kev, you was wrong because you said X, Y, and Z. We can have a conversation about that and figure out why I said it. And if I'm completely wrong, even in me saying what I said, I have no problem in admitting that.
Right.
None. But I was looking like, damn, those, they're quick to say something to you, but damn, do I scare people?
I think people are quick to say shit to me is because I have lived a life of reckless linguistics.
Yeah, it could be that.
Like, I have said some shit. Like, for real. And
yeah, because you have said a couple times, like, yeah, they gonna kill this man for that. I have said that, but I let you rock because I'm like, he can hold his own. He got it,
and not just on the show. Like, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I've probably been the most politically correct on this show than I have been in my life. Like, I
can agree with you.
I went through my Twitter one day, and I was like, ooh, I said that, and nobody was checking me. Like, what was that?
I've seen it too much. This is why I tried to. At least I know now. Maybe back then it was on some reckless shit dealing with the people in my TL sexually, maybe. But as far as just recklessness, nah, bro. I made sure I'm scared of that Twitter, because they quick to dig up something from 8 years ago to bring you down.
And that was going through Twitter. I haven't even referenced what I done said on Facebook.
I even deleted, I even got like the Tweeter deleter app or whatever the fuck it is and deleted some of the old stuff. Now, did it do enough for me? Probably not, but some of the early tweets.
Exactly. Back when I wasn't a nobody.
Exactly. When I was a nobody and single.
It was all bad. It was all bad.
Man, look.
And I was actually looking at it. I was thinking, like, man, when I tweeted that, all phones didn't have the screenshot option. Some of the phones like, let me see your phone. I got this nigga now.
Exactly.
You had to really go. You had to really want it. You know what I mean?
So it's
but I'm happy that those, were able to disappear beforehand, because I'm like, whoo.
But even the way I look at it too is, with past stuff is like, it's old enough to even where if this come about, like, I'll be able to get through this because it's so old. Like, a completely different person, shit that we have said in 2012. You know what I mean? I don't want to say by the time, because who knows, that time could be tomorrow. But even if time is tomorrow, it's 6 years ago. People, right. If you still tripping off that, something wrong with you.
Right. No, I agree. And, it's one thing that I've even said before. There's a lot of things that I knew I had to go back and apologize for. Because again, I was reckless.
Why do you feel like you got to go back and apologize for it?
Well, not to make a general statement like,
Well, no, I don't mean that way. I mean, like, if you feel like you may have disrespected somebody or maybe, then I can understand that. But I mean, like, if you're saying something in a broader sense, like in a general sense, why do you feel like you have to go back and apologize?
Because I know there were certain things that altered relationships that I actually wanted to continue on. I know there were certain things that were said that altered relationships from people that I'm still cool with now. And not saying that they just couldn't absolutely let that go. I just needed them to understand where I'm at today. And apologize may have been it was the wrong word.
I guess
I would more so go back and have them understand that I now understand where I could have been wrong in some, some of the things.
Well, yeah, that part's cool, because I don't expect nobody's mind to stay the same. Like, I had to really tell myself, like, you're okay to change your mind. Like that's okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, me personally, I'm just one to be like, if I said it, then I said it. We can talk about why I said it.
Or move on.
Or that. Or it can be
absolutely. No, and then trust me, there's some people that I'm still cool with now that I know I've said some reckless stuff to, and we've just moved past it. But there was just the ones that I know
that you could have been better at.
I was like, I should have worded something different.
Right. I can understand. I've had moments like that. I can get
exactly. Or I should have took our relationship into account before I made certain comments.
Right.
You know, and again, for some reason I keep throwing out apologies, but I never really apologized for any of this stuff. It was just really letting people know that I get it and I'm growing from it.
You saying apologize because you're stopping cussing. It's like when Samuel Jackson.
It's like replacing it with apologies.
It's like that's how he said he started saying motherfucker a lot because he had a stuttering problem, and saying that helped him get his words clear. I mean, that's a heck of a word to get your words clear, but so apologize is just your motherfucker. That's all.
I'd rather go back to motherfucker. I'm sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are certain situations that call for apologies. Like, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it gets thrown out so actively that do you really take the apology as an apology? Like, at this point, are you just saying it because it feels right? It's the right thing to do. It makes everything go away. Because it don't.
That's true. I agree with that. Like, are you really saying you're sorry or you apologize because you mean it or because the right thing? But in that same thing, I have a question for you. The people that don't take the apology when you are being sincere, I feel like those people have to have something to get over with themselves too. Like, you can say some reckless shit and then double back and be like, yo, I don't know what I was on. I apologize, whatever the case is. But you get those people that be like, nah, you said X, Y, and Z. Even though your apology may be sincere, this is how I feel. I can't rock with you because of X, Y, Z. How do you feel about those type of people? Do you feel like...
To where apology isn't enough?
Yes, exactly. Like, what do you feel like? If apology isn't enough, then what is enough?
With those kind of people, I look at what was the comment, what was said, what offended you so much that like, nah, this is the straw right here. Because... Again, I've said some reckless shit in my life. Like I've said some shit that motherfuckers just stop and just look at me like, close. And I was like, that was bad, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like I've said.
Well, you've gotten better because I haven't had one of those moments. I'm like, damn, bro, I haven't had one of those moments.
You haven't had one of the moments in a while.
Yeah.
But back when we was at Capital One.
Yeah. Well, no, that's different. Yeah, I know. No. Because we were at Capital One. There was a couple times I stood up and looked over like, yo.
This is talking to customers.
Yeah, it was a couple of times. Only times where I thought, I can honestly say, where I thought maybe you said something and obviously it turned out to be nothing is if you'd be like, we can be somewhere. Like when we first started Capital One, damn, your titty's big. In my head, I'd be like, yo, you can't. But it'd be cool. Like they don't say nothing about it. So why should I trip off of it?
I don't know because I think. Because I've said that to a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying, and I've heard that.
It's just like it's when I look back at those kind of things, I'm not saying I feel like, oh, I wish I would have never said that because it is something that kind of contributed to this unfiltered, unapologetic personality that I have. But sometimes I do cringe only because I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
like I probably shouldn't have been so forward with certain things. Like I remember somebody who was actually engaged, soon to be married. I sent my condolences because she just lost somebody in her family. And I went to her inbox to send my condolences, and we haven't talked in years. I just realized how retarded I just sound. We haven't spoke to each other in years. We ain't talked it.
I didn't hear the it
in a minute.
I didn't hear the in it.
But we haven't spoken in years, and I just looked and I saw the last conversation we had. I was like, I mean, she was with it. I was like, woo, you ain't saying that in 2018.
Oh, hell no.
You ain't making that comment.
Everything, look, even from 6 years ago, the stuff that we would get away with saying, nah, that's not happening now. It's not happening now.
Not even kind of.
So I guess this brings me to something I want to talk about because I'm seeing this a lot. When or how do we? I was gonna say how do we separate the art from the artist? And I'm saying that to say, beat blows up. We're still gonna be who we are in that time that it blows up. Within that time, we're still
gonna enjoy our content,
right? But within that time, you could or I could potentially say something that ruffles somebody's feathers, personally on the show, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? To a point to where they feel that they need to take it to another step because we're on the platform that we're on. So, well, are the listeners, are they supposed to separate? Well, those guys, they give me good content. I agree or disagree with what they're talking about. They haven't done nothing indirectly to me. Are we supposed to just be washed away because one of us may have offended this one person who may have a bigger or just as big platform? Mm-hmm. And I'm saying that with artists. Like, we'll use it with Kanye, and I had to dial myself back. I didn't want to listen to Kanye's album. Part of it was because I'm not a fan of his like that, but the other part was his comments. But I'm like, but I'm a fan of Push. He's going to do that whole thing. That's kind of the same thing. Like, I had to really be like, Kevin, let's change your mind. Separate the art from the person. When is what a person does too much to where we don't separate? Don't get me wrong. If you out here raping or molesting somebody, I don't give a fuck.
It's raps.
I don't give a fuck if you're Picasso, nigga. It's raps. Like, I'm good. But for other stuff that are a lot minor, when do we separate the two?
And before I give my opinion, I completely feel where you're coming from, because I caught myself getting on that cancel train. Mm-hmm. One thing that, one thing that's been great and annoying about this year is that we're so quick to cancel people. Mm-hmm. It's great because we're no longer letting people rest on the bullshit that they do.
Right.
It's annoying because we're throwing out that cancel word a little too much. You know what I'm saying? We're too quick to try to cut people off in general, and knowing damn well we're going to end up circling back to them. Mm-hmm. Like Kanye. Everybody had them comments, but when Ye dropped it, that's all the conversation
Didn't he shoot to like number one?
Shut real quick.
And I don't care what kind of comment we're in sales-wise, number one is number one.
No, exactly. No matter what. In the record books, you were number one this week. So, now getting to what you were talking about, like you said, rape, murder, stuff like that, yeah, you canceled. Especially with rape.
Yeah.
I saw some shit the other day where, I forgot what the name of the show was, but they caught this rapist and he was sentenced to death. And they put him in the middle of this circle with all these females. And they started whooping his ass.
You always watching something that's it's real, but it's on that.
But no, it wasn't even real. This was a regular TV show. This was something with a script.
Oh, this is something with a script.
No, if this was something that was real, I'm like, yo, we need to bring this to America today. But I saw that. I was like, that would be pretty good, so something nice to implement into the judicial system. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. But then again, you look at the cats who were falsely accused of it sometimes. And then it's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a catch one too. But we can stay on that, and we're not gonna say accused because we're not gonna do that. We'll say somebody, and I'm gonna use Charlamagne as an example. Mm-hmm. I was reading a little bit more. I guess so I don't know when, but I guess he supposedly was charged with rape of a 17-year-old, and charges got dismissed. Whatever the case was, that situation was deaded via legal system. Mm-hmm. But now they're ready to cancel him.
Well, they've been ready to cancel.
Well, yeah, they've been ready to cancel him, but maybe they feel like this is that
argument now.
Yeah, probably so. But I'm saying with cases like that, how do we want to champion someone for growth, but when they make a mistake or they are growing, there's an issue. Like, you can't be to be great then, you had to go through shit. Or to be great now, you had to go through shit then.
Right.
Shit wasn't always great. So I'm not condoning what he did or anything like that. But if he had transgressions back then and is now completely different from those transgressions, why are we still trying to cancel him? And that situation back then was dead. And I'm using him as an example because it could be anybody. Right.
No. And we could definitely stay with this and answer the question of separating the art from the artist. And I said on the last show, people don't allow you to grow.
That's very true.
Depending on what the situation is, people don't allow you to grow. And the second that you start showing signs of growth, it becomes their personal mission to remind people of who you were.
It's like
remind people of how you got down.
Like when the dope boys, when he decide he don't want to sell dope no more, he finally try to move and then he get pinched.
Yeah, exactly. Because somebody didn't tap him.
Yeah, he get pinched. Yeah.
And you look at it, we'll stay with Charlamagne at that. He mentioned on his podcast that people still send him the best of Charlamagne clips or the worst of Charlamagne. I forgot what they call it on Power 105, but they send him the best of Charlamagne. And it was him saying some reckless shit, like on some me back in the days. You know what I mean? And a lot of people still view him that way. Now, granted, he was an adult when it happened, but at what point do you stop saying there's no longer room for growth? At this point, you should have it all. Because a lot of those people will make those statements and will not have anything.
That's true.
All together in their life. But to kind of circle it back to what we're talking about. when you look at that situation with Charlamagne and the fact that people have been trying to cancel him for the longest because of comments that he made, no matter who he is today, those comments, because they're easily accessible. And I think that's what makes it hard to separate the art from the artist now, because the comments or the things that they've done, you can do a real quick Google search and come up on it. Because it still exists in people's head, it still exists. I'm not saying that that's a reason, because I think personally, I think that's a stupid ass reason to hold something with, to somebody.
Hey, we got a cuss word.
I've been in and out, but I've been better though. I've been better this episode. I need my credit. I need my salute. But I think it's stupid. Just because it still exists doesn't mean that that's going to be the case. I mean, we got sex tapes of many celebrities out there. Do that mean they some freaks? Maybe. But do that
or they mean they just got a tape?
Right. Or do that mean they just got caught slipping? You look at how everybody, boom, prime example. Everyone says, oh, you got these Instagram hoes, yada, yada, yada. They be half naked on camera. But we didn't seen Gabrielle Union naked. We didn't seen Megan Good naked. We didn't seen everybody got caught in a little iPhone hack naked. Does that make them hoes? Just because it exists, does that mean they're hoes?
True.
So it's like people are just selective with what they don't want you to grow from.
I think those people, people in general, they should, I don't want to say you should view.
They took the pictures on their own.
That's true. Very true. I don't feel like you have to view every relationship like this, but I think the vast majority, especially if you're a fan, Charlamagne said what he said. At that point, then you can be like, yeah, I'm off Charlamagne. You know what I mean? Maybe out of corner of your eye, watch him a little bit to see if you see any growth, and then you can re-engage. But to me, I feel like those people are still trapped in whatever moment that caused the disdain in the first place. And they never truly grow from that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a lot of personal too. I think it's easier when you see somebody else doing something crazy, doing something that you just completely disagree with. Even if somebody's not talking about your transgressions, it keeps people away from your transgressions. So you're able to say, nah, this person's way fucked up. And I've heard it with a lot of people in conversation before, where they'll talk about how someone else was doing some ill stuff and they were somehow slipping in, when I used to do this, that, and the third, it was this, that, and the third. But this dude, he yada, yada, yada. And it's like, no one was talking about that. What was the point of bringing that up?
Right. I get what you're saying, because I've seen it where people, they trying to throw that smoke screen.
Exactly. Trying to understand what I did was bad, but what this person did was worse. Yeah. And I think that's what's so hard for people to separate the art from the artist. It's funny how it really comes back around to this, because like the conversation we had on a few episodes ago, I don't bang with R. Kelly. Personally, I think he need to catch a solid one to the jaw.
Especially off that recent shit that popped out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's moving some every week on Kels at this point. But I Believe I Can Fly, Ignition, like certain records, I'm like, you really can't help but enjoy it. I can help, enjoying his sex records because I'm not all the way sure if he's talking about a woman of age. But as far as the party records and stuff like that, the features and stuff like that, I'd be sitting here lying to you if I said I didn't still enjoy them. Do they pop in my rotation? No. Do I have them? Yes. So it's like,
that's how I feel with clubbing. Even though he featured on it, but I know he wrote that. I don't care what nobody say. That's hard.
Exactly.
Song.
You know what I'm saying? You get to a point where there are certain things that you can okay, I can enjoy this and not feel bad about it. But because we're in the cancel generation, you can't enjoy it. You can't.
Why haven't no women been canceled?
Oh, because they do no wrong.
And I don't mean this as I get the Me Too movement and like sexual stuff. I get that's different. Like dudes is a little bit more on the predator side. So in the sense, not like every dude is, but a sex thing, that's more of a dude's domain. I get that. But outside of that, we don't never hear about, she used to say that back then. She's not like that now. I've never seen a woman with a major platform be canceled. Or even attempt to be canceled.
No, we have. We haven't seen.
This year?
Not maybe that. No,
Last year?
We have this year. Roseanne. Now, a woman of color, we haven't seen. And of course.
But her situation is a little bit different. She was canceled at the moment of her whatever she did, whenever she did what she did, she was canceled at that point.
Okay,
I mean, like the ones that have maybe said something in the past are in a crazy platform now. It never seems to circle back around to them.
Now, what's unfortunate about this is I know you and I have thousands of comments about this because we've had these conversations before. This is literally one of those situations that we can't have without a woman present because we're not going to be able to understand the mindset of why haven't these women been canceled. And
I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm fine.
I'm not tabling it. I want that to be understood as well. It's just we're going to have our opinion. We're going to feel how we feel about it. Going back to what I just said earlier,
we're going to look at pieces of shit because we
absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust me. So after you made that comment, the rest of this was wah, 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 wah. All they heard was Kev want to cancel black women. Just know that's the headline.
Kev want to cancel black women.
You just asked the question. But the reason I say we can't have the conversation is for the exact thing that I said earlier. When it comes down to my understanding of my circle protecting and respecting black women versus what everyone else does, I can only speak on what I know and what I have experience with. When there's someone else that has a completely different experience and a completely different walk with the situation, that I haven't tapped into that because I'm not a woman.
It makes sense.
I can't answer why certain women of color haven't been canceled for something crazy that they've done. Because if that's the case, there's a lot of these Love and Hip Hop women that should have been canceled.
That's
what
I'm saying.
Time ago.
And again, I don't even necessarily mean women of color, but I just haven't seen too many women in general. At least I can remember within the last year.
They
and
be
a half.
White women the fuck up out of here. Yeah, they do.
They do. That's
you got Roseanne, Paula Deen, shit, even I was about to call her Laura Bush, Hillary Clinton. Trust me, they ain't let that super predators line run.
Well, yeah, the Hillary Clinton one, I give you that one. But the other two, the way I look at them is, shit, when Paula Deen decided to say nigga, she got caught up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she didn't say nigga in the interview prior. What I mean is, she didn't say let nigga slip in the interview prior and then get caught up. She said it right then and there and caught up. Same with Roseanne. She said what she said and got caught up right then and there. But I'm saying for the ones that, like us, you know what I mean? We've been saying some shit now. 6 years from now, we get caught up and we get canceled. I don't see that happening too much. Not saying that I want that to happen. I just want shit, at least on a social level, to be more... equal is not even the right word because it'll never be equal. I want everybody to have an understanding. Right. Like, if you're going to do this for this person or this group, you need to do the same do it for everybody.
Because that is what equality is. Mm-hmm. So I completely agree with you on that one. The only thing about it is everyone has to feel that way. Because it's the same question that I would ask if a dude was to post bitches ain't shit, or, you know, women don't do nothing but take your money and bounce. The way that you see women post about it every day and then will have a justified reason to say it, we get demolished for posting something like that.
True.
Like, it'd be all kinds of conversation, all kinds of labels put on us.
True.
But if a woman does it, it's understood because whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So it's like...
It's a double standard. I get it. I'm all fine with double standards that men so happen to listen to. I'm just like, if the women want equality, then let it be equality. Don't make it be equality when it works better for you.
And I think the only thing that sucks the most about that, and not even necessarily sucks, let me reword that before that gets taken differently. Where I can understand is we also need to recognize the double standards that fall in our favor as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And a lot of niggas ain't going to do that. That's the part that doesn't make sense. Like, in the conversation I had with old girl, she was, let me give her more respect. She's my soror. Shout out to Mo. The conversation I had with my soror, she was saying, like, that you don't see too many dudes running up to check these other dudes when they had these crazy statements. You know, when they say these wild things about women of color and all this other stuff, like, you don't see a lot of dudes running up like, yo, y'all need to chill on that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's not, because one, like we said before, a lot of these new cats is, you know, kind of on the bitch made side.
Yeah.
And two, it's just like, it's weird. Like, do you not want to check your fellow brother? Do you not want to correct whatever issues were already, you know, being seen? Oh, I'm sorry. Correct the issues that we're already being attached to so often.
I think we as black men need to do that. I think that's an extra task us and black men need to do for our society, for our people.
Right.
But I look at it as a lot of dudes fall into that. Well, I don't feel that way.
Yeah. Oh,
regardless what he feel,
we're
you know
very
what I mean?
dismissive.
I don't feel that way.
Right,
you
we're
know
very
what I mean?
dismissive of the situation.
But I think that falls into a societal thing. Like no matter men of color, I'm sorry, men. Period. Not just men of color. I think fall into that. Well, I don't feel that way because you get white dudes. Look, these. And another white dude can be like, well, I don't feel that way, so I don't necessarily need to say something to him.
Right.
The difference being is they're white. He maybe not need to say nothing to him. I'm saying as black people, we need to take that extra step and do that. Like, bro, you're not finna hold other black men accountable. I feel like we have to do that because we're black.
Right. And, you know, to a certain extent, I agree to where we have to do it because we're black. But only where I disagree is that's something that really should be across the board because
it should be.
And we've said it on the show. We would have a lot of progression if we had more white allies with the power.
Yeah.
You know, when you get, you know, once you get all these white celebrities, that's all of a sudden now you got commercials about racial equality. You got, you know, white celebrities not leading marches, but being, you know, the main interviewer in the march or something like that. You have the ones that are stepping up and checking their people on it. And I think we need more of that black man to black man.
Yeah, I agree.
And once we get that, it's going to be damn near impossible because there's so many different elements of a black man. The same way there's so many different elements of a black woman. Because there's a lot of black women who look at these feminists or just look at women who want to see black women do better and think that they're prude and all this other crazy stuff. So you're not gonna be able to reach everybody.
That's true.
That's the unfortunate side of it.
That's true.
You're not gonna be able to reach everybody. Does that mean generalize the whole? Absolutely not. But you're not gonna be able to reach everybody. And that's honestly one thing I want to do with the Noize when it comes down to black men. I want to somehow come up with something, not necessarily a podcast, but like an event where we can just like sit with the brothers and like, you know what, like kind of like Joe Budden's Pull Up. The original one. The original one.
Yeah.
Just a round table conversation, but just do it on a bigger scale. You know what I mean? And just actually have a conversation as black men. And I don't want to have the ones that I know are doing legit shit out here. I want the cast to actually, you know, involved in some of the fuck shit.
Yeah.
I want the cast that actually, I want them to show up sagging. I want them to show up sagging. I want them to show up with bullet wounds and gang tats. You know what I'm saying? I need all of that because there's so many different elements of thought. And then, like we said before, we can walk into any room. We grew up in the hood. We've been around hood niggas. Well, we've also been around white collar CEOs and cats actually out here with crazy connections all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've walked both sides of the spectrum so we could talk to anybody. I would just love that opportunity to get those dudes in the room and be like, look, you need to look at yourself and look at what it is that you're doing and really get it in the head. You know, how certain things can be perceived as right and wrong, and then what actually is right and wrong. It's just having those opportunities. They just seem so hard to come by.
Yeah, I agree with you. And they're not hard to go. They're damn near non-existent for people
Very
like
true.
us. That's
Absolutely.
the case. I think in order for something like that to work, though, whomever is invited to come has to understand before they even get to the doors that this is going to be like, I don't want to say a life-changing event, because it may or may not, but it's going to be we're aiming to change your way of thinking.
They would have to know to come in with the most open mind that they've ever had.
You know what I mean? But not only to come in with that open mind, hopefully you can leave with something that you got from this. You know what I mean? I think, but like you said, everybody is not going to be reached. You know what I mean? I would just hate for a person to show up and everything is put in front of them. Everything is done exactly how we envision it, but they still get on it as they're in the meeting. Hey, fuck black people or fuck, you know what I mean? Fuck women. Or I wouldn't want something like that to happen. But
it's gonna definitely be like 2-3 people in there talking mad shit on social
be on
media
Twitter
about the event.
Man, these niggas is tough.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but no, you're actually onto something because that can be really good. And even if it starts out as a community thing to a city thing, eventually that shit gonna branch off.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that can be a good stepping stone to get black man to get on the same page.
And I feel like
we don't necessarily have to be reading the same book, but we can get on the same page.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think once both parties have some kind of general understanding as a black man or a black woman, that's when we can kind of start seeing that reunion between the two. You know, because like I said before, we're probably at our worst that we've been in years. Like, it's to the point where black women say whatever the hell they want to about black men, and black men say whatever the hell they want to about black women. I'm like, where's the respect?
It's definitely
why can't we approach all this with respect? Why does every other comment got to be bitch? Why does every other comment got to be ain't shit or fuck nigga? You know what I'm saying?
I think
it's different.
As far as the comments go, I really don't know. But I was sitting there thinking, to go back to our 60s comment, I think that's probably why we're seeing such a discord between the two, because we're not under the same umbrella anymore. See, back in the 60s, they were able to keep all the black people in the same umbrella. You know what I mean? Like, your black sister was going through the same exact thing you're going through.
Right.
Now, since that isn't the case, I got to move this way as a black man, but you may not have to move this way as a black woman. And in that, we're bumping heads. I don't know, but I do agree. We definitely are at the worst we've been. So it'd be nice to do something to try to bring it back to that, because in the end, shit, we all we got.
Right, exactly. So if y'all haven't noticed, nothing happened this week.
Nah.
But I mean, we always appreciate you guys rocking with us when we get into these random conversations. Again, we went half an hour over the allotted time that we were going to do this show.
Hey, I feel like anytime we set a time and we go over that time, it's a good show.
It's a good show because the conversation is organic, and I mean, you don't want to really put a anchor on those kind of conversations. Yeah. But okay, let's stop here. Let's do this. So I mean, we're gonna keep rocking it the way that we do, keep everything natural, and y'all are enjoying it because we see the numbers going up. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kev, let the people know where they can find you, bro.
On Twitter _HollywoodKev, on Instagram _HollywoodKev_.
Yep. At Big Los IG on IG. I'm trying to get better with that. I don't take many pictures. That's
usually it's only when I put up is something that, for the show.
Yeah, exactly. It's something dealing with beat or whatever the case. But I definitely, I'm on there liking stuff and having conversations.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
So I'm there.
I'm like the best stealth scroller ever.
You feel me? I'm almost a troll. It may seem like.
I just be looking. It's like, just be looking. Don't say nothing. Just be looking.
I just be there. You can also follow me on Snapchat. I do snap. I definitely do snap.
Yeah, that's not existent for me at this point.
He said that's just not happening.
Yeah.
Of course, at the Noize Podcast on the Big Three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for all things Beat Network, go to beatnetworkonline.com. You can also go to beatnetworkonline.com/the Noize if you want to get directly to some noise stuff. If you don't follow us on any of the social media, you can definitely catch us on the website. And there are going to be some new things coming.
I think I don't want to tell them what it is yet, but I think we got something coming from like this upcoming week, right?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well let them know then and get them ready.
Okay, fuck it, let's do it then.
Bet. So, we've had a lot of conversation about hip hop on this show, and a lot of people would listen to us and think, y'all talk a whole lot about everybody else. What y'all listening to? I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of people come up asking me, how do you feel about this album? I feel like I have that conversation every week.
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
I'm not talking about ear hustles. I'm talking about like friends, everyday people.
Then you realize I don't talk to nobody or do nothing, so I don't. Yeah, normally I'm the one to be like, "Yo, you heard this?" you know what I mean. So I don't. It really gets to me, but honestly, like outside of, I still listen to Victory Lap.
Absolutely.
Outside of Cole's album and J-Rock's album, it's not much hip hop being played by me.
Oh, it's smooth jazz there right now?
I'm in my barefoot music.
He said, "Well, I'm sandals with no socks." That's how
I'm in my barefoot music. I'm chilling. I'm learning that I'm liking a lot of stuff that's. I mean, anybody is like this, but if it appeals to me sonically, no matter what it is, I'm gonna listen to it.
You gonna bang it? No,
it could be all instrumentals. If it appeals to me sonically, I'm listening to it.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Summer Madness is definitely one of my favorite songs, like of all time. And ain't a single word said in that song.
I probably heard it. I can't remember it.
And it's so crazy because it ain't no lyrics, but it's the.
I know I've heard it before.
It's the same sample that they use for Summertime.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've heard
that's cool in the game.
Yeah. That's my shit too.
But yeah, getting back to the conversation, since we're on Spotify, one thing that we're doing to kind of celebrate that and to really utilize that platform is we're going to be doing weekly, Tuesday tunes?
Tuesday tunes. We're going to have to come up with a name.
We got to come up with something, but it's going to kind of fill that slot of our Tuesday interaction with our social media. We are going to upload a new playlist every week, every Tuesday. Either it's going to be something genre specific or it's going to be just something random.
Yeah. How we feeling that week?
Exactly. This week we are doing the songs that we're really rocking with the most so far.
So is this hip hop based we're rocking with, or just in general are rocking with so far?
I think we can do in general.
In general,
with this one.
I would say I don't have too many stuff like the stuff that I do listen to. It doesn't change the mood from you being up here to drop all the way down. Right. It don't do that.
Right.
But okay.
Yeah, and again, it's a playlist. It's something that you just put on, and it could be your ambiance, it could be your workout music, whatever the case is. Just a playlist, 40 songs, 40, 50, whatever. However we're gonna go about it.
However we decide. Yeah.
It's really about what we're rocking with at the week.
Yeah.
So definitely look forward to you guys checking that out. Go ahead and follow. I think it's the Noize Podcast on Spotify.
Yeah, you gonna want to follow if you want this playlist.
Absolutely. Definitely follow the playlist. We'll have a name soon. We'll put it on our social media. And yeah, just keep rocking with us, man. We got a lot of things coming up, and it's gonna be a real good time.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
We'll knock this half of the year out.
Now, I can't wait till we make this certain announcement in August. But just know, y'all gonna be seeing the team real soon. So to all of our New York ear hustlers, keep listening. Stay locked in and tell your friends.
Do that.
Do that. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate your support. And as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Gav.
It's the Noize.